I made me a hookah and it smells so good. It's sitting right here. It's burning, y'all. But I don't know where the hose is at. I don't know where the hose at. Where the hose at? Where the hose at? And I don't think I can hit it like. That's gonna be good. You know what? I'm about to see something. Well, I'll be a wretched ass, ghetto ass, goddamn. I just put my tip in it. So I just put the tip in. The tip. You know. And look, let me tell y'all something. If there's ever a fucking zombie apocalypse and you got to look for who the fuck you going to go into the end of the world with, that's going to be me. When I tell y'all I could pull a rabbit out of a hat, then I could turn around and pull a rabbit out of a hat and a hat out of a rabbit's ass. When I tell y'all I can improvise and make some shit up and create some shit, I can. Look at this. Let's start of this. I just instantly thought of this shit. Yeah. Hey, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to episode 2 of Out of the Blue. I am your host, Blue J, and this episode is brought to you by Jazz E Hookah Vibes, okay? I didn't have a hose. No hose showed up for me. We don't know where the hose at, so we improvise. We do what most niggas do when there ain't no hose there. Look. It's okay if y'all don't understand my humor. Eventually you will. This is good. Ooh. Hey, y'all, I am back. Thank y'all so much for tuning in with me. Of course, I am live on 2 other platforms. Even though this show is pre-recorded, it is not streaming live, so everybody can't see everything. Last episode was my first episode, and I'm so grateful for everyone who tuned in, and I'm so grateful for everyone who participated and showed me some support. Thank y'all so much. I am your number one favorite unhinged, unorthodox person, okay? If anybody is going to be annoyingly unorganized and late and disrespectful, it's going to be me. Sorry. So anyway, I have a couple of topics that I wanted to cover today. And one of them, I wanted to talk about Black love. I had asked this question on my Blue Jay platform, which most of my conversations start on that platform. That is BLEUJAY on Facebook. I am a metafucker. That's what I call us, the metafuckers, the metafucks. But I usually host most of my topics on my Blue Jay platform, and then those later on bleed out into podcast episodes when I want to go more into detail and when I want to give you more expression and I want to give you more face and attitude, right? So one of the topics that I wanted to cover was Black love, and I came up with this question. I had asked, is Black love now like a fantasy? Is it a fetish? Is this something that now seems to be unachievable to Black people? Because what made me ask the question is when I was on my social media, I follow a couple of Black love pages. And then so whenever I'm looking at some of the videos or the content that they post in the name of Black love, I'm seeing a lot of the comments underneath because I'm a chronic comment reader. And a lot of the comments are a lot of people who seem to be like really fantasizing and gazing and wanting this love for themselves and wanting to feel this. We all wish that those moments in those Black love posts and contents and those marriage proposals and all of that, we all wish like that was us or that was our life. Some of us that don't have it. This doesn't have anything to do with people who have found themselves happily in love, to people who feel like they've met their life partner. Of course, we're not talking about y'all, so miss me with the bullshit. We're talking about the people who are still out here, because most of us are not in relationships. We're not in secure relationships, and a lot of us ain't even fucking close, So I just wanted to ask my people, like, is it a fantasy? Does it seem like a fetish? Does it seem super hard to achieve? And does it seem out of reach? I'm trying to say less, but I dabble in a lot of social content, and I'm talking to a lot of people daily, and I'm listening to a lot of people daily. And it seems like with Black algorithms, we're all super socially invested. If we're not talking about someone, we're talking about, if we're not talking about someone we love, we're talking about someone we hate. If we're not talking about something we hate, we're talking about relationships. Everything that we talk about is about each other, I feel we're always worried about each other. We're just social creatures. We're a social culture by nature. But it seemed like that we all want something and we all want someone. And that kind of seemed like it's out of reach for some of us. So I wanted to talk about Black love. What is it that we want from it? Why are we not getting it? And what are we afraid of? So, leading into something that I had, a post that I made last night, I had asked my Facebook friends if they knew what it meant to be emotionally available, or have they ever dealt with anyone who was emotionally available, or do they themselves feel emotionally unavailable? I think that when it comes down to Black people, we have a lot of hurt and a lot of pain and a lot of trauma, and we still want someone, but we're all afraid. And I think a lot of us have become emotionally unavailable to the point to where we're not being receptive to love in a way that we really want to, out of fear of rejection, out of fear of someone hurting you. I think a lot of us have a hard time recovering from feeling betrayed, especially if we feel like we put our, so I'm thinking that the idea of finding love as a Black person, or the idea of falling into Black love, is not impossible if we keep some things in mind. One of those things is we have to make sure that we are not being emotionally unavailable. And with that being said, we have to make sure that even though we have hurt, we have to stay open and look forward to a new adventure. So one of the people who was on the post had made the comment that he wanted to put himself out there and he wanted to date, but he doesn't want to start over. He doesn't want to have to get emotionally invested in a new person. And that made him emotionally unavailable. In which I could feel that. I understand that. But, and I know a lot of people are moving like that. They're like, this time I'm not going to get my heart into it. This time I'm not going to be as dedicated. This time I'm not going to move too fast. I think we all have a lot of hangups from where we felt like we made mistakes, and we blame those hangups on why things didn't work out. So I think that moving forward, if we all really want an opportunity at some real love, we're going to have to let go of a lot of the emotional trauma that we have and a lot of our emotional unavailability. When you are being emotionally unavailable, some of the characteristics of that, just in case you don't know, just in case you haven't picked up on it, or just in case you find yourself dealing with someone who's a little bit disconnected, being someone who don't want to talk about your feelings, that could come off as emotionally unavailable. Now, in your mind, you might think you're protecting yourself, or you might think, I just don't want to do too much, or I don't want to come off as soft, or I don't want to come off as weak, that type of stuff. But not talking about your feelings doesn't give the other person an opportunity to really get to know you. I'm not saying you got to just fall right into being vulnerable, or you got to dive right into being all emotional and turn the person into your therapist. But I noticed that sometimes, especially with me, and I'm openly dating, if I'm in a situation where the exchange of us talking about like how we feel about things isn't mutual, then it's causing like a disconnect, and it's causing like an interruption in communication. And for someone like me, that makes me uncomfortable, because if you give me too much time and space and I ain't heard from you, I'm on to the next person. So I think we have to be mindful of that. It's okay to talk about your feelings. I think we should get in the habit of talking about our past a little bit more. That's a part of the bonding process, and you're teaching the other person about yourself, and you're telling them like, these are some of the things that I've gone through that's made me the person that I am today. I don't see it as you playing a victim. Not, you got to be careful, because some people be like, especially women, oh, this guy, he hurt me, this guy, he hurt me, so you better not hurt me because I've been hurt, blah blah blah. Don't nobody got time for that. I think we should talk about our past in a healthy way. We should talk about what we've gone through, what we've experienced, and then that should wrap up into how we've overcome it and how it made us the strong person that we are today. I love to ask men about their exes. I love to ask about the past. How many girlfriends have you had? Have you been in any serious relationships? Have you ever had your heart broken? Uh, you know, I like to ask questions to get to know them, to get to see how they perceive their past relationship. So, you know, some of these dudes, they're like, that bitch was crazy. She was crazy. Yeah, I dated her. She was crazy. Then we know, all right, this motherfucker here don't take no accountability. Because I'm telling you, ain't no woman crazy for nothing, especially if you've been giving her some, I've been trying not to cuss and talk so bad. I feel like my first episode, I was just reckless at the mouth. But yeah, especially when you've been exchanging fluids and shit like that, a woman starts to have expectations of you. So whenever a guy is telling me like, "Oh, yeah, this last girl, she was crazy," all I'm thinking about is what the fuck this motherfucker do to make the bitch go crazy. I know some women are just nuts, okay, but I don't automatically assume that that's the situation just yet. So I think it's healthy to do that. I think it's healthy to lay out some not expectations, because you don't want to just sit down with someone, especially at your first date, and start laying out down the law. That's a turn off. But I do think that it's okay to have some expectations when you're entering into a situation, especially when you're being intentional with who you're spending some time with. I think we all just need to kind of relax out here and be open and see dating and the possibility of finding a compatible companion as a new adventure. We all got to stop being afraid to be hurt. Stop being afraid to feel pain, because going numb like that will fuck you up. It will, you know, being too numb and trying not to feel is going to fuck you up, because we all want to feel. At some point, we got to get down to the humanity of who the fuck we are. Forget the social media, forget all the angry men that's talking shit, forget all the angry women that's talking shit. At the end of the day, we are social creatures by nature. Okay, we are one voice, one sound. Okay, and there's nothing that we can do about that. It doesn't matter how angry you want to be, it doesn't matter how standoffish you want to be. For some reason in our community, we think it's cool to not give a fuck. It's like this whole trend, man, she don't give a fuck, and I don't give a fuck, and he don't give a fuck, and everybody out here not giving a fuck, but we all out here sad and wanting some love. So how can you achieve any level of black love if you're too busy out here not giving a fuck? That's not cool. We need to be giving more fucks about each other and to each other. Can we agree? Can we agree? Crowd? Crowd? Mm-hmm. Yes, let's give more fucks. Moving in to 2024, we need to give more fucks, okay? Christopher King, you're one of the angry ones. First of all, don't trigger me on my show, because I'm trying to stay in character. You see, I'm looking pretty. I got on like the nice attire. You know what I'm saying? The lips, they red. Why you want to piss me off, Chris? I do come off as one of the angry ones, but really, I just like talking a lot of shit. So Sean Doe says some women aren't crazy, but have past trauma that makes them paranoid and insecure, and men do too. That's the truth. But I think that if we recognize that in someone, we can maybe help them. And I'm not saying that you need to be their fixer upper. I'm not saying that you need, but I think it's okay to be like, oh, as I'm listening to you, I'm learning about you. It seems like you have a lot of past traumas, or you have some insecurities that you would need to maneuver through, and just see what she say. If she be like, nigga, don't be trying to tell me I got trauma. If that happened, it needs to be the last date, because obviously this ain't nobody that you can, communicate with. So I think we all just need to be mindful of those things, and we need to move forward and have an open mind and open heart, and we all need to give more fucks. Okay, 2024, let's give more fucks. Mm-hmm. You get a fuck. You get a fuck. You get a fuck. Everybody get a fuck. Okay, I'm giving all fucks all 2024. Period. Okay, y'all. So that's topic number 1. Just to wrap that up. I do know a lot of men have insecurities. At one point in time of my life, I didn't think that men had feelings. I'm sorry, I just didn't. I thought that men were hardwired to not have feelings, that they did not care. And so I had this bad habit of overlooking the possibility that the man felt something. So I say that to say that some women may be like that. I know I was. And if I'm any type of way, if I pick up on any characteristics about myself, I know that there's other people who display or have these characteristics or have these thoughts and ideas, because we're all one at the end of the day. So let's just be mindful of that. Men do have feelings. They do have some insecurities. They do have some hangups. And some women play victim on their past to try and manipulate men into treating them good. We all know that there's some good, some bad, some pros, some cons, some hoes in this house. So we just need to be mindful. And especially when it comes down to the whole what do you bring to the table thing, that question is always floating around on every fucking platform. And I feel like niggas, they ask that shit all the time. So what you bring to the table? They ain't even got no motherfucking table. They ain't even got no house. They ain't even got no chairs at the motherfucking table. And they always want to know what you bringing to the table. Why do you need to know what I'm bringing to the table? Where's the fucking table? Right? But I think that question wouldn't need to be asked so much if men and women knew what they wanted and they vetted out people specifically based off of who they felt that they were and what it is that they want. I think that if you as a man especially know what it is that you want in a woman, you're going to go out and you're going to look for those qualities in the woman. So you don't have to be sitting around talking about what do you bring to the table. Everybody's so arrogant out here right now. I've been actively dating, and so I've been dealing with the men who are treating me like I'm the prize. I'm the prize. What are you going to do for me? What can I get from you? I've had those type of guys, and then I compare them to the other type of guys, the ones that look at me more like I'm the prize. And so they're catering to me and talking to me and handling me and treating me a certain type of way. It's a huge difference. So I think everybody just kind of need to get a grip. Like if you land the person that you love and that's for you, y'all both are a fucking prize. I mean, the best thing we can do is find the person that we can vibe with and we can grow with and that we have good, strong sexual chemistry with and who we can laugh with and who we can cry with. Ultimately, that's the goal. So there's not like a list of shit that I could bring to your fucking table because I can have all these ingredients and it won't even go with the meal, right? So what difference does it make? You got to know exactly what it is that you want. And I say that stuff because I'm learning as I go. I'm not telling y'all or talking to y'all or seeing shit that I haven't had to look into myself, grow into, heal from, learn from. I'm not going to sit up here talking and spewing out a bunch of fuckery for nothing. I'm really coming from a place and I really pay attention to the rhetoric that's being spread and all of the dialogue and how everybody is collectively feeling. I know some of y'all can say, not me, it's not my situation, not all. So I'm always going to be focused on the small pocket of people that I'm talking to and not the ones who it don't apply to. What can I do for you? Nothing, right? So whatever. Anyway, we are moving along. Black love is not a myth. Let's make Black love a reality. Let's give more fucks in 2024. Okay? Moving along. What's our next topic? Ooh, friendships. I wanted to talk about friendships. I wanted to talk about female friendships. Ooh, this is a touchy one. I don't know. Should I talk about that? Okay. I feel like with women, the same thing is happening with women and female friendships that's happening with the dating world. Women are having a hard time making good friends, and women want friends so bad. We all want them. I've been in these different groups of these different women that are vetting and looking for friends, and the friendship dating world, because that's what I'm going to call it. It is dating. You have to like hang out with someone. Shit, sometimes even me, I've taken a woman to dinner or like let's go have drinks. When you're doing stuff like that, you're kind of like dating. You have to date for friends too. It's crazy. I learned that even no matter what you want, you have to kind of date for it. Like even when I was looking for a therapist, I knew that I wanted like a Black woman. I knew that I wanted her to be a certain age. That shit, I thought I was going to get on the internet, boom, and just find me like a therapist like that. It took months and I had to try out, different therapists until I found the one that I wanted. Same thing apply with relationships. Same thing apply with friendships. So it's really a vetting process out here when you're trying to jump on any type of ship, even a job ship, a relationship, friendship, sportsmanship, whatever, So I feel like a lot of women have the same backstory when it comes down to looking for friends. They're always like, I can't hang out with women. They're too jealous. Or, I don't trust women. And I don't know. I've been in those situations too. I've been in situations where I felt betrayed and I've been misused or misrepresented by people that I call by women that I've called friends. But I've never given up on women. I've never like lost that trust in women. I try not to move with that attitude of like, I don't trust no woman. I can't trust no bitch, because then you can't be trusted either. Right. And then I think if you're a person who moves in this spirit of I don't trust anyone, then naturally you're going to be an untrustworthy person, because you're going to always be moving and thinking that somebody's out to get you or that somebody want to betray you. So I wanted to ask my audience why they felt like it was hard to maintain friendships as women, and what are our hangups as women, and what's keeping us from being able to connect with each other. The same thing. So I can keep this pretty short because I just kind of went over those principles when I was talking about dating. I think as women, we need to be a lot more open. We need to be a lot more secure within ourselves, and we need to be honest with ourselves and move into these friendships with intention. A lot of women do link up with other women and join friendships with other women for superficial reasons, like you're so pretty, I want to be your friend so I can figure out who you are, so I can break you down because I break down in your presence. I've had that. I've had women that I thought were so confident completely betray me and be on some extra weird ass shit. I've had that. I've had it. But I'm not going to let that get in the way of me making new friendships. I'm a friendship whore. Let's just say that. I'm a friendship hoe. I will take any friend, anytime, any position, anywhere. I'm always open to see what I can get out of this unionship. Can I learn something from you? Can I teach you something? Can we grow together? What are our conversations like with each other? When we get together, do we talk about food or are we talking about people? When we get together, are we talking about business? Are we talking about books? Are we talking like what does it taste like in the air when we're around each other? And I've learned that I've had those friends that I could party with. I've had those friends that I can talk books with. I got those friends that I could talk Black history with. I've never had all of that in one friend, I could say that, but the way that I choose to value my friendships have a lot to do with how I feel like they are filling me up, and also what am I giving and what am I able to give. So I had came across this post on Instagram and it was really interesting. There was a woman who was saying that women need to have friends who hold them accountable. And I didn't really agree with that. And I wish I had some other women with me right now so we could talk about it. It would be so much easier because we could feed off of each other. But what I got from women need to have friends that hold them accountable is, in a way, I feel like that could turn into having a friend who feel like they have to police me, police my life, and that they are some type of an authoritative figure in my world. And I don't think I like the idea of that. And I could be looking at it wrong. And if anybody else, in the audience that I don't have right now, if anybody else could give me a different perspective, I'm open to that. But I never liked the idea of having a friend who like hovered over me to make sure I wasn't making mistakes and weird shit like that. Whenever I approach my friendships, I'm usually just very open. I just want to get to know you. I just want to know who you are. I just want to know how you move, what you think, how you operate, how you maneuver, how you handle stress. I'm here to learn who you are. I'm not necessarily here to order your steps or to guide you. And if you make some mistakes, I'm not going to say, why would you do that? Or you don't need to do that. I never liked the idea of policing my friends. I just want to be that person in that space that you can enjoy the being of who you are with. I'm not going to tell you how to think. I'm not going to tell you who to be. I may be suggestive sometimes, but really I'm not like that. So I would love to have that shit back. I need that type of a friendship back. Even if I'm doing something stupid, you don't need to tell me, bitch, that's stupid. No, I don't need that. I don't need that. I need you to say, maybe inquire about why I'm making the choice that I'm making, get to know how I process information and how I think. But I don't like the idea of having friends policing me or holding me accountable. I don't need all that. That's weird. But so you need that. They're looking out for you. It just has to be a balance. And then, somebody mentioned something like that. They was like, well, what about if you post something? Your friend, if they love you, they need to be like, girl, why did you post that? Stuff like that. I just don't think that I don't think so. I don't think I need you to ask me why I'm doing something, or no, tell me not to do something that I'm doing. Now you can ask me, well, what made you want to do that? What made you want to post something like that? How are you feeling? Like, that's the friendship I want. I don't need you to say, girl, I don't see why you did that. Why you do that? Bitch, don't talk to me like that. See, this part why I ain't got no. uh, I understand a balance, but I think that you can balance out your friendship by just being supportive. I don't need you to tell me what the fuck to do. I don't need you to tell me how to be. I don't need you to say, you better do this, or I'm warning you. I don't need none of that. Like miss me with that. I don't need that. Don't tell me shit except for, support me, have my back. Unless I get out of pocket with you. If I get out of pocket with you, I cross you in some type of way, then hell yeah, check me. Let me know. Like, hey man, when you did this, I didn't appreciate that. Or your behavior, I don't understand why you're moving this way. I just think that there's levels, and sometimes I feel like those type of friendships. I've seen those dynamics with other women. They always come off as a little bullyish to me. Like one friend think they're above the other friend. And I don't know, shit be going left with them friendships. Somebody be laid with somebody's boyfriend. They be the fault. Like, I don't believe in them type of friendships. I'm never gonna fist fight my friend. I mean, unless bitch hit me first. Bitch hit me first. But I'm just saying, I'm never gonna get like out of pocket or out of line with my friends. I genuinely love my friends. Any friends that I have, I put on a pedestal. I'm never going to attach myself to a woman out of jealousy, out of insecurity. I don't do that. If I'm attaching to you, I'm genuinely interested in what type of human being you are. And I'm hoping that I can grow with you in a way, and that I find someone who can understand me as I'm on my journey, just like I'm willing to understand you as you're on your journey. Holding your friends accountable isn't intrusive on a policing level as long as it's done in the right way. Just to be just to be the moral compass slash anchor to pull you back when and if you are crossing certain lines. It's all about the time and the place and delivery comprehension. Okay, I can agree with that. I can. There has been situations where maybe I had a friend who was pretty upset. They were really fucking upset, and they were like, hey man, I'm so mad. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna huff, I'm gonna puff, I'm gonna blow their house down, right? And I'm like, I'm that voice. I'm like, hey there, friend. You know what? You don't need to huff and puff and blow their house down. That's unnecessary. Why would you use all of your energy to huff and to puff to blow their house down when you can go home to your man and huff and puff and blow his? Okay? So that might be the type of friend that I am. But I'm not going to say, you don't need to do that. Da, da, da. You don't need to be feeling the way you do. I may be suggestive. So I can see what you're saying. It's a fine fucking line. Because, baby, it's a fine line. You have to know your friends. You just have to know who you're dealing with. You have to know how to approach them, how to talk to them. And me, when it comes down to my friends, especially like my female friends, I'm super submissive. If you want to catch me being submissive, I'm submissive to my girlfriends at all times. I don't know why. I have such a soft spot for other women. We go through so much. We have all these changes monthly. We're managing a lot. We live in a world of people who think we're delusional. We need dick a lot. It's like, medicinal. And so you never know what a woman is going through. When the last time she didn't even had some, like that you don't want to catch a woman who's like going through like sexual frustration. I just have all this empathy for women. And so when it comes down to my friendships, I'm really sensitive about how I approach my friends. I'm really sensitive to how I speak to them, and I'm mindful and I listen to them. And most of the time, that's all we really need as women. We just need to be listened to. We just want to be heard. You don't got to solve our problem. You don't got to tell us what to do. Just listen to us, babble, let us get it out. And you know what? We're going to be fucking happy. Talking is like an orgasm, to us. Like, whoo, after we had a good conversation and I done poured all my shit out all in your lap, I'd be like, whoo, all right, girl, so what we doing? Like, okay, let's go get drinks. Be going to each other. So, I mean, that's what I expect out of my friendships. That's what I want. I love friends that I can have fun with. I love friends that she can get real with. And most of all, I want friends that I can laugh with. Can I make you laugh, girl? I just want to crack you the fuck up so you can get your medicine, your dopamine fix today. So that's how I approach friendships. But also, I don't keep friends. that long. I mean, I used to, I had two friends that lasted me about 10, 15 years, and I keep my circle very small because I'm real particular. But I'm definitely open to making new friends. I love the ladies. I love the ladies. Okay, y'all. So I had asked how we know when a friendship breaks up, when you should make up, or when you should let the friendship go. So I want to save that for more of like a open dialogue. I'm going to wait till I get to the level of streaming live and like actually having guests to come in and sit with me, because I think that this particular question can get pretty deep when it comes down to breaking up in friendships, because that should be feeling like divorce. That should be feeling like a like losing a friend is like breaking up with a boyfriend. Like losing a friend is like losing your dick. It's tough, man. Then the withdrawal. Okay, so we'll touch that topic another time. So I know y'all saw this clip that I posted on all of my platforms of black male podcasters talking about single mothers and how we are the scum of the universe and how we create all of the children of hell, and that we should be exterminated. Did y'all see that clip? I I feel like the black male podcasters are so anti black woman. So yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a listen. Okay. Oh, okay. My bad, y'all. Okay, so yeah, with all that being said, all I could think about is how embarrassing it was to watch that, how embarrassing it was to see black men sit up so confidently. I mean, the way that they sit up, shit, my bad, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I knocked my phone over. My bad. Oh. Woo! That's why I bitch got to do pre-recorded shit because I'll be fucking some live shit up all day. I'm not really drinking syrup. I was just kidding. But anyway, how am I? Am I good? Makeup crew? Okay. So, first of all, I cannot stand male podcasters, man. I feel like nobody let these little boys talk in the house. Every time they felt some type of way, somebody told them to shut up. And I don't know. They had to be quiet at work. They're not that confident. They're really insecure in their average social world. So when they get a platform and they see a fucking microphone, I don't know. Something is wrong with these fools. The level of embarrassment that I felt for the whole damn community, looking at these men say, single mothers are the reason why all these niggas is going to prison. Single mothers need to be bulldozed. I don't know. I feel like they're sitting up talking a bunch of retarded, I'm not gonna say that, a bunch of low ass shit about women. And there's a stigma attached to single mothers and baby mamas. I feel like when you think about a single mother or you think about a baby mama, you're thinking about a black woman, right? And I know that we aren't the only single mothers, we aren't the only baby mamas. I know that. I know they come in every race, but I feel like there's a stigma attached, and black women are attached to the imagery of what it means to be a single mother or what it means to be a baby mama. So to sit up and watch these black men go on these platforms and speak that way about the mothers of their children, shit, their own damn mothers, their sisters, like, it was just disgusting. It was repulsive. And I hate that it took a man who looked like that to come and iron that shit out. I hate that because it just made you guys look like idiots. I am so tired of our brothers sitting on platforms so proudly and speaking that way about us when there are only single mothers here because these men decided to get these women pregnant and they thought that there would be no consequences. I know that there are some baby mamas out here who just completely get in the way of their children's fathers being a part of their lives. But I don't think that a man who really, really wants to be in his kid's life is going to stand for that shit. I just don't. I don't do the, oh, she won't let me see my kids and I can't be there because she won't let me see my kids. No, that's bullshit. Because if she's not letting you see your kids, that means it's time to fight. You need to gear the fuck up. Hey, brother. Thank you. Yeah. So my thing is why are these black men sitting so confidently talking about single mothers being the problem without addressing the absent fathers? And so whenever I posted this and I got some feedback, a lot of men were saying, well, these women, they need to be more accountable. They need to be more accountable. They're allowing these men to get them pregnant. I don't like that rhetoric. I don't think that the problem is with female accountability. The problem is with male accountability. This is why, hear me out. Don't start over talking me, y'all. Don't start talking all loud and don't let me talk. But anyway, this is why I don't think that should work on women. First of all, whenever a woman allows a man to access her body, whenever he gives her the seed and she receives the seed, her body is going to hold her accountable. If she's a healthy person, if she's functioning properly, there is a huge chance that she could get pregnant. If you are out here having raw sex, your body is going to stop you and say, oh, bitch, now look what you did, right? She's going to have to figure something out. She's either going to keep the child or she's going to have to get rid of the child, right? The body and nature and the universe is going to hold her accountable. And then on top of that, she has to wear this encounter as some type of a badge of honor or badge of shame, because she carries the physical consequence of raw sex. When you look at a woman and she's pregnant, you know, oh, somebody didn't tap that. I can't even help it when I see a woman who's pregnant. I be like, oh, she got fucked. Somebody fucking, somebody fucked. Look, she 4 months. Oh, somebody was hit 4 months ago. You cannot look at a woman who's pregnant without thinking, oh, she getting fucked, right? Like, she has to wear that shit. She has to wear it outside. You can't really hide the belly. Belly is big. Everything about her being in existence is holding her accountable. She is literally the walking consequence. Okay, so she has to make the decision. Okay, I'll allow this guy to come in and shoot up the club. Now what am I gonna do? She has to live with all of that. She has to live with the fact that she has to have the baby. She has to give birth. Possibility of birth defects, possibility of not having a healthy child, possibility of losing her own life. You know, her body's going to change, everything's going to change, and she has to take the full accountability from the physical to the spiritual when it comes down to making the decision to have a child. I don't think men understand that. The argument has been, well, these women are allowing these men to get them pregnant and they're not choosing better and they're not picking better mates. But when you look at the statistics out here and you look at what's going on in the Black community, y'all really talking like picking an ideal mate or the perfect mate is a huge chance. And it isn't. There's not a large chance at picking an ideal mate, especially not the first time. The problem is there's not a lot of guidance for any of us when it comes down to how we are managing our bodies or how we are learning out here. There's no manual, there's no initiation process. I have a good friend of mine who's always talking about there is no Black male or Black female initiation into adulthood, and I believe that's 100% true. I think that we come from so much trauma and so much struggle, and we come from being in collective survival mode that nobody is having time to really sit us down at a certain age and talk to us about the human anatomy, how pregnancy work, how easy it is, what we need to do, who we need to be. Nobody is really telling us that. So early on, we start looking for love in weird ass places. And shit, you know, a lot of men, they don't even be looking for love when they having sex. And I have an issue with a lot of men talking about women need to be more accountable when a lot of them take pride in laying down and having raw sex with women that they don't even love. They don't even care about. They literally will risk everything on someone that they don't even care about. So how is it that it's the women out here who need to be more accountable? And how is it that it's the women out here who need to do better and choose better without it's the men out here who need to do better and choose better to procreate with? It's the men out here who need to be mindful of who they're releasing in and who they're giving their livelihood to in the name of sex. I'm not seeing it being a 50-50 accountability thing here. I'm seeing that the women have to bear it all. She got to receive the child that you gave her, raise the child. She can't put you on child support. And then if she can't be 100% both parents, the kids turn out to be shit. And it's her fault that these kids are going to prison. Like, that's really fucked up. It's fucked up because our men don't think that they play a key role collectively in how everything is turning out. There cannot be single mothers without absent fathers, period. So I think that these men need to stop sitting on these platforms talking like this about us, talking like this to us, and they need to be more supportive. And they need to be telling their brothers, hey, you need to be more mindful of who you laying down with. Hey, maybe you shouldn't have raw sex until you get married. Yes, we create them, Christopher King. Yes, Black men are creating single mothers. We're not just out here getting fucking pregnant because, you know, today is a good day to get pregnant. Like, we want sex and we're just as sexually active as anyone else. So there should be mutual respect. And I do think that men should level up and say, hey, man, before I walk through the valley of the shadow of potential death, I need you to understand that I am not in a place to where I feel like I want to be a father. So what are we going to do? We have to have that. We have to be teaching the youth, because some of us it's too late, you know, but we have to be teaching them to try to have that aha moment before they like lay it all out. You know, we need to be doing better and teaching better and getting on these platforms and saying single mothers are a problem and single mothers are the issue. That's not the way. That's not teaching the youth, that especially that's not teaching young men that they play a role in procreation, because they do. Men play the most important role in procreation. Their power is in the conception itself. The magic happens in the woman's body, right? It's funny to me because there are a lot of adult men who don't really understand the breakdown of the process. They just think, well, it's natural for me to go in there and jizz, and then she's supposed to do whatever else. It's her problem after that. That shit ain't true. A whole humans. There's not one human being who's on this earth who got here not through sex. So it's not like it's impossible. It's not like we don't know how this works. But I think that our men need to take more accountability, and they need to teach our younger men how to value themselves, how to value their seeds, how to love on themselves better, and how to put more love into the sex, and maybe vet out their partners better, and maybe consider the fact that if they don't want to be fathers and they're not ready, that they don't need to transfer their DNA into a woman, period. I'm glad that there were other statistics to debunk this narrative that's being spread out here that single mothers are the problem. That's bullshit, and that's fucked up. Because on one end, do we just stop birthing, you motherfuckers? Should we just stop having children? Should we play a role in the decrease of our population? Or should we have these babies and keep life going on? Like, at some point, everybody needs to take in account the beauty of procreation and the power of what it means to create these lives that exist today, who we all pandering to and trying to get money from, all that shit count. So I was telling my nephew, I have a 17-year-old nephew, a 16, 17 old nephew. Every time that I get a chance to spend time with him, I'm always talking to him about some life shit. I say, nephew, baby, you young. Listen to auntie. Don't have no kids. Hashtag don't have no kids. Don't have no kids. But I don't just tell him not to have no kids. I give him a real breakdown. I tell him, like, you know how your body works. If you get with a woman who's healthy, if she's healthy, if she has a healthy womb, if she has a healthy body, chances are she could get pregnant, nephew. So this is what I think. I think it's unrealistic to tell youngins, like, don't have sex until marriage. We all heard that, right? We all heard that don't have sex until you're married. Don't have sex until you're married. We all heard that shit, but it didn't make sense. Like, I'm horny. I'm like 14. My body's changing. I'm boy crazy. I got numbers in my phone. I feel this way when I talk to this guy. Like, it doesn't make sense to teach kids to go against the nature of who they are. I don't think it's cool to intimidate kids out of sex. I don't think it's cool to scare kids out of sex. And I don't think it's cool to just say, don't have sex until you're married. What I do think that we should be teaching our youth is that they should wait until marriage before they have unprotected sex. I think that just makes more sense. Don't have unprotected sex till you're married. Even if we're going to experiment with sex. Women, both men, guys and girls, we're all going to experiment with sex. But I think if we practice on experimenting with the sex safely, and we're saving something for the partner that we are building ourselves up to land in the future. So maybe we should get on these platforms, and maybe our men should get on these podcasts and tell the young men, hey man, don't fuck raw until you know for sure that this is the woman that you want to marry, and you save the gift of flesh for her once y'all are married. Let's just change the narrative here. Let's just stop with this hamster wheel of, oh, it's the man's fault, it's the woman's fault, or women need to be accountable, men need to be accountable. When the men are telling us to be accountable, they saying we don't need to be fucking at all. They always say, close your legs. I've had so many motherfuckers argue with me on Instagram and shit. I done went 900 comments and motherfuckers saying y'all need to just close your legs. So what you're saying is we just need to stop giving y'all coochie altogether. Because if we did that, y'all gonna turn into fucking animals, and y'all be dragging women by the damn hair into dark caves. No, we're just as sexually active as you guys are. Everybody plays a role. But when it comes down to men, y'all don't know if a woman wants a baby. You don't know if she wants a baby. So this is my issue with guys saying, well, I don't want it. You can't give it to her. Once you run that ball, no, once you catch that ball, I'm gonna do some sports references. Y'all know, because I'm real big on sports. Not. But once you got the ball, you got the ball in the balls. Like, the ball is in the balls. God knew what she was doing when she decided to name them balls. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got the balls. So when you got the ball, and you throw that ball, and she catch that ball is out of your motherfucking hand, nigga. You don't know if she gonna run it in the right way, the wrong way. She gonna kick a field goal. I don't know. You don't know what she's gonna do with that ball. So the idea is that you don't give her the motherfucking ball. You keep the ball. You keep the ball. Chris, I don't care if they say come in me. Oh my God. Okay, I've been seeing the guys saying it's the women. The women say take the condom off. The women, it's the women. They don't want us to, fuck that. Fuck them, y'all. I know you fucking them, fuck them. Fuck them. Okay, yeah, but listen, they don't get to have that power over you. Like where are your balls? You ain't got your balls because you threw the ball. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't have that type of power over you. Tell them hell no. I don't want no kids right now. I'm not working the job that I want to work. I'm not on the level that I want to be on. No, we wearing this condom. You feel me? There's no excuse. There's absolutely no excuse. I don't care. If this ain't the woman that you want to be with for the rest of your life, Christopher, you don't come in her. That's how we can teach our young men to be more accountable when it comes down to the role that they play in procreation. It's not fair that there are kids out here who don't feel important. It's not fair that there are kids out here who don't have the security of having a loving father in their life. That is a huge gaping hole that can never be filled. And a lot of women who don't have dads, they look for that shit in men, and it doesn't exist there. It never will. You will never find that level of love and security that you were missing from having an absent father in a man. And a lot of men need to be validated by other men. You guys will never find that in your homeboys. Maybe you're lucky you might find it in an uncle, but we all need that male validation. All of us. We need men. Yeah, I said that shit. We need y'all. We need you raggedy ass motherfuckers. We need you guys. Okay. So I think it'll be better if we start encouraging each other and our youth to use protection up until you are ready to be married. It's not a big deal. You still getting sex. Ain't nobody taking the sex away itself, right? Nobody's taking the sex away. So, like I said, 2024, we're going to give more fucks. We're going to spread more fucks. We're going to give more fucks. Okay? We're going to help each other out. We're going to do better. We're going to be better. Because, y'all, we don't get our shit together as a community, it's going to be a wrap for us. And we got to stop getting on the internet and embarrassing each other with these type of fake stats about who's responsible for the scum of the earth. Because y'all know what's going to be next? The government. They're going to be like, well, single moms is the problem. So we need to release the bio weaponry against the single moms or something. I don't know. But if we don't stop that shit, I don't know. It's going to be some issues. It's going to get too far out of our damn hand. Gaping hole. Yeah, I said that. Is that the right way to say it? So, yeah, I appreciate y'all. DJ Artillery. Thank you. Thanks. I'm so happy that you joined me today. D Brown. Thank y'all for listening to my rant. So this is my podcast out of the blue. It is pre-recorded. So, of course, it'll be chopped and screwed. You're not going to get the whole everything. We're going to pick and choose the fun parts and, make me a little bit less long-winded, right? But anyway, we're going to wrap it up into our points, and we're going to do it there. We're going to do it like that. So I appreciate anybody who joined me. I never know when I'm going to go live. So, I think in the mornings I have more of an active audience. I did it too late today. So, but yeah, y'all, that is our show today. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in. They say, come in me. I mean, Zika. Yeah. Oh my God. It's so many other things that you can get from going raw. Like creating a child ain't the worst thing that can happen. So everybody needs to take care of themselves, protect themselves. And it's up to us as the elders to send a better message to the younger generation. There are actually people and forces and organizations that benefit from us being at war with each other. We don't benefit at all. We all out here loveless and shit, looking for love, sad, talking shit on the internet because we can't find somebody to love us in the pits of our misery. Like, we got to do better. We have to be better as a whole, and we have to do better. And we have to give ourselves more grace and give each other more grace. Okay. I know it's never going to be a perfect fucking world. I know. But then I'd be a bitch if I said go out and shoot a motherfucker, right? Or I'd be a rapper. But anyway, y'all, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I am so grateful. This is only episode number 2. The show is going to get better as I figure out the structure of how we'll do this thing, things will improve a lot more. And then I'll be comfortable to start inviting people on and having guests and even streaming live. I'm just not there yet. I'm not even close. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I am grateful. This episode was brought to you by Jazz E Hookah Vibes. That is a mobile hookah company who will show up to your crib, to your party, to your event. They're going to bring the hookahs, they're going to bring the hotties, and it's going to be a party. So if you want to know more, Jazz E Hookah, at Jazz E Hookah on Instagram, at Jazz E Hookah Vibe. No, shit, I'm fucking up. At Jazz E Hookah Vibes on Instagram, at Jazz E Hookah Vibes TV on TikTok. Go and look up the content. If that's something you want, send a DM. Send a DM, call, send a text, inquire. That company, the mysterious company, will show up for you. If you are local, you have to be in the DFW area in order to receive those services, okay? Other than that, you can follow me on Blue Jay. That is on my Facebook. That is where I am the most active every day. If you want to know if I'm still alive, fucking go on my Facebook. I probably posted 5 minutes ago. On Instagram, I am out of _ the blue, and that is BLEU. I'm that on YouTube, and I'm that on TikTok, and I'm that on Snapchat. Snapchat, where it goes down. Y'all want to see them nudes? Follow me on Snapchat. I'm just playing. I love y'all and thank y'all so much. And I am out this motherfucker, okay?